or our own assets within our environment. When there is anything related to the cloud or marketing content or an informational website, it goes towards communication. And we have like separation or silos between the IT, the cybersecurity, the InfoSec team, and the other ranges that might be affected or are affected directly by the threat landscape. So diving into just like beginnings, definitions, what are the 5 phases of an attack? Why are we seeing this right now? Why do we need to go back to the same, let's say, graphic or infographic about attacks? Because usually our classic approach is we have EDR solutions, we have firewalls, we have monitoring, we have SOC team monitoring maybe, we have network defenses, we have servers hardening. So we have all these controls. However, can you see my mouse? Is it visible?
Yes.
All right, great. So usually when we put those defenses, we do penetration tests, we do vulnerability assessments, we're covering, if you want, a subset of the attack phases. We're covering vulnerability assessments, validation. So if an attacker tries to scan us to do a vulnerability assessment, our IPS will detect it. We're good. If a hacker is forging a phishing email and sends the phishing email, so delivery, okay, our mail filter will block it. Great. Going to the third phase, exploitation. When a vulnerability is exploited or an attacker, internal or external, does something out of the normal, okay, our EDR or XDR or NDR or whatever solution we have will detect this attempt. However, the hacker is already in his third phase, so we didn't detect him when he was in the scanning phase. And then we go to the most, let's say, post-exploitation MITRE framework, where we go into lateral movement. If there's lateral movement in the Active Directory or on the network level, the alarm will be rung, okay? So we will be very happy that we detected the attack on the 4th phase. Or on the 5th phase, we discovered that there's too much traffic going to a certain server, our web filter might block it. So our focus is mainly on those 2, 3, 4, and 5th phase of an attack. However, for the 1st phase, we're completely blind. It's like our castle. Our castle is protected. We have what we call our wall gardens. So they are very protective, our walled garden. So we have walls around our garden. Whoever tries to sneak in will stop him, will beat him. Okay, that's good. That's fine. We're pretty amazed when we capture an attack. It's more than enough for us. However, this is not the case. We should be able to see what hackers know about us. We should be able to predict an attack. We should be able to put the defenses beyond detection on the border level or on the internal level. We should have special agents, okay? Special, maybe intelligence agents, we're gonna call them, that will sneak into the hackers then to see what they are preparing. You see, when we have an army in a military grade, you have the army that protects everything related to the country, the border, that's fine. However, you have special agents outside the country gathering information or blocking attacks right from the start. And this is what we call cyber threat intelligence. It's intelligence, okay? Cyber threat intelligence. What are the current threats? And the early beginnings were, if there's an attack on a similar company that looks like us, or on a similar, let's say, business that is in the same region geographically or has the same technology, we will get an alert. We will get the IPs, we will get the attacker's techniques, or what we call TTPs, and we will block them preemptively. However, the attack already happened on someone else, and we're just gathering threat intel from an already compromised customer. Okay, let's say a major provider sends us like, there's a new vulnerability, the hackers are doing this and that, block this, block that. It's good. It's threat intelligence. This is the pure 101 cyber threat intelligence, the earliest phases. And then we try to invest more. We should know what they are preparing before they start the attack on someone else. So we should know what hackers know already about us, okay? And we should know what they are capable of before they attack us, okay? So we should know what they know before we know they know. because they will change tactics. And this is the friend's quote. So they should not know what we know, and vice versa. So we're gonna focus on the first phase. Does the attacker know what are my servers, my assets, not only my technical IT assets? A domain is an asset. A subscription on a mailing service is an asset. Social media platform is an asset. And we're gonna see how attacks are beyond our walled garden, okay? So what is cyber threat intelligence and digital risk protection together? I will start together and then we're gonna separate them. It's knowing the past compromise level. Do we have leaked passwords? Do we have leaked source codes? The present compromise level. Do they have exploits targeting us? Do they have a phishing domain targeting us? And the future. Is there anything in preparation before it targets us? And usually digital risk protection was within cyber threat intelligence until it became so big and its spectrum went abroad. So we try to separate it a bit, okay, just to give it value. Okay, we can say CTI, cyber threat intelligence, and it includes digital risk protection. Now we're going to see what is digital risk protection step by step. So if we are monitoring the attackers' activities beyond our system, beyond our kingdom, okay, we can see that they might get compromised accounts. That was in the earliest phase of threat intelligence. Do you have passwords that were compromised by your users somewhere? We will check if they are impersonating someone. Did they create an email targeting someone? We're gonna check if they already have compromised systems in their hands by checking blacklists, okay? By checking viruses if they are pointing to our IP. Is there any of our IPs used as a botnet within a botnet system, okay? And we're gonna check their typical attacks. If we have, let's say, an Exchange server or we have G Suite mail servers, we're gonna see what are the latest attacks there, so we could be preemptive, all right? And as you can see here in the scope, we are protecting our mail servers, our application servers, our systems internally, but we are checking what they are doing outside. And whatever they do outside, we will inform our security team to block or to prepare themselves for war, okay? And this is how it has been since, let's say, the earliest phases. And it got, let's say, developed with more features. However, it's the same principle. Look what is happening outside, correlate with the inside. Do we have Windows, blah, blah? Do we have Unix, blah, blah? Does it affect us in a way or another? And that's it, okay? However, we forgot that beyond COVID, we are in a digital transformation revolution. We are not using anymore our mail server to send emails. We might be using a third-party mail service, okay? We are not using our website only to tell about the company. We are using LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, okay? So we have these channels. What if our Facebook page gets hacked? Where is the IT team in that? We're gonna blame the IT team or the cybersecurity team. What, Facebook or social media or Twitter or Instagram was in the hands of communication. How did we miss this? Why didn't we monitor this? The SOC team doesn't have a listener on Facebook servers. We cannot do that. We cannot ask Facebook to give us access to their servers to see if someone is trying to hack our account. How are we gonna do that? It's beyond that. We created an account in a very simple way. You're a restaurant. You have Zomato. Your Zomato page was hacked. Isn't it a cybersecurity incident? Or it's just a communication incident? So our IT infrastructure, we cannot call it infrastructure anymore. We cannot call our assets as servers, business applications, core applications. No, no, no. Our assets are all over the internet. We have maybe, like we say, subscription to third-party services. We might be using Zoom, Slack, Teams. How can we monitor that? We might be using a ticketing system as a SaaS. We are subscribed. If they get hacked, aren't we affected? So when we say digital risk protection, it's about protecting our digital transformation in all of its aspects. Who doesn't use WhatsApp within his daily business operations? Please raise your hand. If you don't use it, one of your customers will contact you on WhatsApp, right? So We have also to think about if there are breaches on messaging application. Are we using Telegram, Signal, WhatsApp for our constant communication? So the threat landscape has become so large. SOC monitoring, penetration tests, vulnerability assessments, security checklists, ISO checklists, NIST frameworks implementation, cloud security is not enough. We have to go even beyond this. We have to cover all of our, let's say, data or digital footprint. Okay, great. So this is where digital risk protection goes hand in hand with cyber threat intelligence. Like I said before, CTI was inclusive. Digital risk protection was inclusive within CTI or cyber threat intelligence, and now it got so developed that we need to separate a bit. Some of the examples of threat intelligence or digital risk scenarios that are a bit similar but not the same. LinkedIn. Who doesn't have LinkedIn? Who doesn't use LinkedIn? You have your HR team. They are using LinkedIn and they receive a phishing document or a phishing link on LinkedIn. Can we blame the IT? Why didn't you block LinkedIn on the web filter? They are HR. They should be headhunting on LinkedIn. They received the malware. My antivirus blocked it. Okay. But the malware was received. We don't know if the antivirus/EDR/XDR or EPP blocked it efficiently or not. Maybe they opened this malicious PDF or Word document and it's too late for us. How can we protect? Can we monitor LinkedIn? I don't know. We're going to see. Second case, influencers or social media platforms, they got hacked. Our communication team should be part of the awareness team, but it is outsourced. We outsource our communication and marketing. Is it part of your cybersecurity checklist? Do you check if the users are protected, they are aware, they have multi-factor authentication? Were they breached before? Are they managing 10 pages, different pages within your page, or they have a dedicated account? There's a risk. The impact is tremendous. Your website is secure, your applications are secure, you are not hacked, you are monitoring everything, and then your social media gets hacked. Everything you have built for your reputation gets hammered in 1 second. Third scenario, Epic Games ignored Epic subdomain takeover. We had created, let's say 10 years ago, a certain website for a certain service we are offering. Let's say it was New Year's gift cards or New Year's special offer. And this domain still exists, newyear.mycompany.com. However, the hosting server was forgotten. The domain is still pointing to the same IP. We still have the servers running. And then in a very simple scenario, the subscription just ended. It's expired. We didn't renew it because we don't need it. However, the subdomain still exists. So the domain newyear.mycompany.com still exists. So this servers, the server where this website was hosted was purchased legally by someone else. However, the person who purchased this website is not, let's say, a very nice or a very ethical person. And they changed the website to look like something else, like a phishing campaign. Epic Games had a server that they used before, and they forgot about it. And then the subscription ended, and it's not their own server, it's hosted somewhere on the cloud. Someone else purchased the same hosting plan, and they got the same IP, and they changed the website and used it as a phishing campaign. Epic Games company or employees or let's say managers or executives were affected? No. This link was sent to their customers. Their customers were affected. Is it in their IT infrastructure? No. It's subscription ended. It's not their own server. However, their domain is still pointing to this server. So we have another thing to think about is, are we aware of our attack surface? When we do the passive recon or the asset management, we only focus on the things we purchase, not our subscriptions, per se. Are we aware of that? Fourth scenario, USAID mailing service. You know, you have your own mail server. However, you have this marketing service where you can send mass emailing, let's say like SMTP to go, or let's say SendGrid, or Constant Contact, like this case. Constant Contact was hacked. The account of USAID on Constant Contact was hacked. All right, is it USAID fault? No. Constant Contact was not, let's say, taking care of its cybersecurity. However, the reputation affected both. And they used their mailing service to send to victims fake links and phishing links. So this is what we call digital risk protection. All right, this is, if you want, the extreme case of digital risk protection, going beyond our, let's say, castle, going to the kingdom, okay, to our fans, to our customers, to see if they are affected in a way or another. These are the cliche attack of COVID. When Zoom was so popular, hackers created thousands of fake Zoom links and DNS records, zoom.co or zoom.info, to send to victims. Was Zoom hacked? No. It's not Zoom that was hacked. It's their customers. They received fake Zoom links. So this is digital risk protection. Okay? The first example, when attackers used previously compromised passwords, okay, it's the user who had let's say weak passwords on their own personal emails, and they use the same passwords on Zoom. Let's say another third-party application was hacked. They're using the same password here and there, and they were able to log into their Zoom accounts. Okay, so this is partially not very related to threat intel as purists, let's say from a purist perspective. It's more into digital risk protection, somewhere in between, and we're going to see where are the gray areas. So this is the case of Zoom, where hackers took passwords of victims and logged in inside. This is a pure threat intelligence. We discovered that one of our users' password was hacked. We already informed them. We already changed their password, and after 2 days, they receive as blackmailing email that we've got your passwords, blah blah. Click on this link to renew it, or etc. This is threat intel. We gathered information from outside and we did our controls from inside. So in a nutshell, threat intel and digital risk protection all together, what we should look for? We should look for organizational assets. Do I have servers that were forgotten, subscriptions, temporary websites, blogs even? Do I have marketing content? Is there someone copying my marketing content, pretending it is him? Third-party applications, are they secure? Do I check if they are doing their job in terms of security? Email compromise or account compromise, we talked about that. This is the cliche. Phishing, cousin domains. We detect if there are domains that look like us to protect our employees. But now we're going to extrapolate this example. Social media intelligence and scamming. Is there any fake page posting fake links? Now we have, let's say from 3 years ago, a new trend. People were creating fake mobile applications. If I create a fake mobile application targeting, I don't know, whatever brand, is it their fault? Ethically, we're going to say, no, people fell into the trap. They have their own app. No one told you to use a fake app. And we see that, let's say, Google Play and Apple Store are not very aware of scams. They take 3 months, 2 months to block a fake application. So imagine your company has their own mobile application. Someone else creates a fake new mobile application, and your customers got redirected. Aren't you impacted? It's not your fault. There's a gray area. The first reflex will be, okay, your company was hacked. No, it's a fake app that was published. Google did not verify it. Maybe there is an extra step we could do to stop these. Maybe we can be proactive in this area. Is it my responsibility? Yes and no. Is it my reputation? Yes. No one's going to listen to you or consider your argument as valid after the news are there. Go to the fourth phase, key direct threat actors. This becomes pure threat intel. Indicators of compromise, you have to gather all the IPs that attack, let's say, different infrastructure or different technologies. You have to gather the new, let's say, trends or the new exploits or the new viruses or new scripts that are published or being sold on the dark web or deep web. The fifth case is leaked financial documents. You have your own castle, it's protected. You have sent a very confidential file to one of your lawyers or one of your partners, and this partner is not secure and posted this file on one of their file sharing platforms. And this file was leaked. the first reflex, you were hacked. No, your customer was hacked. But did you know? Can you predict this? Are you going to investigate how it got there? So we need to protect you even on your customer's premises or your partner's premises. We need to check if there's any leakage of any file. Okay, and it's not a cybersecurity, let's say, event. It's a financial document that was outside your premises to one of your customers or your partners, and your partner was not aware enough, and he published it online by mistake, or let's say not by mistake, maybe for malicious, with a malicious intent, and you did not detect it. The sixth phase, or let's say silo, is the VIP. Usually in companies, we monitor the emails of CFOs, CEOs, CTOs to see if there are any, and mail filters are doing that, to see if there are any correlation between emails that we receive that are pretending to be the CEO or the CFO. You are here protecting your company. It's already, let's say, mature enough in a way or another. However, when your CEO is being targeted on LinkedIn, and someone created a fake page on LinkedIn and is phishing your customers and your employees through LinkedIn, this is beyond your walled garden. All right. And last but not least, the indirect threats or the tactical threat intelligence. What are the latest APTs? What is the latest vulnerability targeting X, Y, Z, whatever. So classic threat intel. This is the classic threat intel. We gather attack information. We gather IOCs. We see that, for example, yesterday we received a notification that there's an update regarding, let's say, the REvil ransomware attack. Okay, and it targeted some entity. All right, and it's public online, and we gathered the different IPs, as you can see, and the domains and the files, etc., etc. We just published it to our CM or to our EDR or to our mail filter. If there is any traffic related to these IOCs, we are aware, we can block it directly, and it's already maybe blocked on our IPS. So this pure threat intelligence, let's say tactical or indirect threat intelligence. Next, DRP, an example of digital risk protection. An orphan server belonging to a third-party provider was found containing confidential documents. We have seen that there's a PDF that is related to us, for example, on a third-party server. Is it a hack? Were we hacked? We don't know. Maybe it's a document we have to investigate. This document we have sent years ago. Why is it now public? Does it have a cyber threat impact? No. Does it have a financial impact? Maybe. Does it have a reputational impact? Yes. If someone says, yeah, financial files were leaked from your company, yeah, but we were not hacked. We're pretty sure. This is a document that we sent to one of our partners. They were hacked. So this is when we come to. So the Venn diagram, we're waiting for that. On the left, we've got pure CTI, new attack TTPs, IPs, domains, hashes, etc. New exploits, vulnerabilities that might be targeting us directly or targeting the technologies we are using. Source code leaks. We have to see if there are source code leaks from our developers or from third-party developers, because this directly impacts our IT assets and our let's say employees, company, stakeholders. Password leaks, also threat intel, cyber threat intelligence. It all goes into attack preparation. Spear phishing campaign. Someone created a fake domain and is targeting my employees, and I blocked it on the mail filter. Great. Attack surface management. A new server was public. We detected that, for example, someone from, I don't know, a partner or an integrator published a new service without telling us. Okay, we detected it through monitoring and scavenging the deep and dark web. DRP on the let's stay on the CTI. What are the assets? Core applications, okay, core network, core systems, our kingdom, not a kingdom, sorry, our castle, the castle itself, not the kingdom. Stakeholders, who are the victims? Corporate management, employees, customers. When the hacker gets into, let's say, our environment. The main impact is operational. Maybe our system went down, or financial loss. Someone did a money transfer, someone deployed the ransomware, someone did malicious transactions, someone purchased, let's say, I don't know, or in a case of retail or food, they ordered for free, let's say, 5 trucks of burgers. On the other hand, on the right hand, we have digital risk protection, the extreme. Fake social media page. Someone created a fake social media page. Does it affect you? No. Is it a fan page? I don't know. Is it luring your customers? Maybe. A marketing mass mailing service was compromised. Your mass mailing service was compromised. This digital risk protection. It's not your assets. You paid for that. There's an SLA and they were breached, and still you have a reputational impact. We have to predict that. Financial document leak. There's a financial document leak, not from your mail servers. The hackers did not get inside. You sent an email to one of your partners, their email was hacked. Rogue mobile app. There's a fake mobile app targeting you. A cloud service breach. Cloud storage was breached. Who are the assets? What are the assets in that case, in this case? SaaS applications that you are using in abundance. Social media platforms. These are assets, whether I like it or not, that are used by my company. They are a source of operations, of income, of influence. And third-party services. If it's an integrator, a solution provider, etc. Who are the stakeholders? First of all, my customers. If there's a fake Facebook page, my customers will be targeted, not my employees, mainly. If there's a rogue mobile application, my customers will be victims. How do I protect my customers? Okay. Maybe credit card leaks. If there are credit cards that were leaked, let's say if I'm a bank or financial institution, it's not my fault. The customer took his credit card and used it on a compromised POS or a compromised website. But still, the first, let's say, reputational impact will be on your company. What is the main impact? Reputational and opportunity costs. What is opportunity costs? Instead of downloading your mobile app and subscribing to your services, they subscribe to a fake mobile app that gathered their username and password and logged in on their account on your platform and maybe used fake credit cards or purchased services that did not serve your customer. You lost your customer. Their account was hacked. In the case of a bank or a financial institution, they logged into the e-banking and got their money out. Your customer will be, I was hacked, it's your fault. No, you were victim of phishing. And here comes the gray area. In the middle, we have a very, let's say, I'm not going to say ambiguous. It depends how you see it. If someone had a fake website that looks like you, it might be targeting your employees through a phishing campaign or your customers through also a phishing campaign. If they have a similar domain, they create a fake domain, protectconsulting.com, .co, Protect Consulting with an M, .co, .net, .org. They might affect my employees and my customers at the same time. Social media account takeover. They hacked your Instagram page or your Twitter page. Your employees will be aware, maybe not. Maybe they will post a link for employees that you will get free, I don't know what, whatever, or a bonus. Maybe they will spoof your identity towards your customers. So it's in between. It's between reputational customer impact outside your premises and inside your premises, your employees. Subdomain takeover or VIP impersonation. Someone pretended to be your to be the CEO on LinkedIn. He lured your employees and your customers. So we see now that the threat landscape with DRP and CTI they are complementary. We cannot close our eyes and say that our castle is secure. You have to secure your whole kingdom. If your castle is secure, it means the king and the army is secured, and maybe the royal family. If you protect your kingdom, your whole people is secured, and they will like you more. There's a marketing, or let's say there's a ethical value and a business value towards protecting even when your customers make mistakes or are victims as well. We can see like in the same phishing, in the same case of a phishing attack, it can be classified as CTI or DRP at the same time. Let's dig into this use case. We detected that a new domain was created, protectconsulting.com with an M. The domain was blocked on our mail filter. Great. All phishing emails sent did not reach our users. Great. SOC team monitoring closely the main infrastructure. Any attempt, we're tracing back the attack. Great. Great threat intel accuracy and counterintelligence, very effective, very fast, action plan. Everything was perfect. However, the second case, we think the new domain was created, protectconsulting.com. The domain was blocked on our mail filter. Great. The hackers did not even send phishing emails. They created a fake domain, a fake email, a fake website. They did not send phishing emails to our employees. However, the domain hosted a fake website and started luring our customers and users on a fake Twitter page. This is pure digital risk protection. Can I say I blocked this domain on my mail filter and I'm good? Is it enough? No. I blocked it. I didn't. They are not even targeting me. Whom of you received now? There was a phishing campaign regarding COVID. Okay. Who received it? There was an SMS being sent, or on WhatsApp, or on Christmas, when you receive these links. Okay. Anyone notice some phishing campaigns on SMS or WhatsApp? They did not even care to target, let's say, the company or any company. They are targeting end users. Should we go and block that? Yes, it affects my reputation. So what can I do? The team thought we should go beyond our walled gardens. We reported the domain, we took it down, and we took down the website. Even beyond protecting our infrastructure, we go at the threat source to block it. This way, it's not affecting any customer or anything on the internet. Oh, we go back. You see now, the landscape is clearer in a way or another, that the same phishing incident can be considered a threat intel and blocking, and considered a digital risk protection and blocking digital risks beyond our IT or our cloud infrastructure. Are there any questions? Any questions? Okay, great. So moving forward, now here comes the, let's say, the marketing maneuver. So what can we do about it? There are numerous open source tools that can be used to detect that, to monitor social media, or to monitor dark web forums, or to monitor fake domains creation, or to monitor websites creation, mirrored websites, or to monitor leaked documents. We can gather all these tools and do it manually and have a team responsible of threat intel and digital risk protection. Okay, so we can invest in that. But however, is it really, let's say, effective? Maybe, if we have the team and the time and the technical expertise. So in our case, we're gonna, in Protect Consulting, with Ubisoft's cooperation, our sister company, we developed our own threat intel and digital risk protection tool called Darkivore to automate and to go deep into the internet, the social media, SOCMINT, or social media intelligence, to the dark web, okay, and the surface web as well, to see if there are any new threats that might be seen. So I'm going to do just a small overview, not only for the tool itself that we are using and our service, but also for you to get to know how it works and how the data is gathered and how the process of taking down or removing or blocking threats happens. So what we're gonna do, if it's on Darkivore or any other open source, let's say aggregated tools, we're gonna take the keywords, the domains, the IPs, the assets, the services, and we're gonna crawl all threat feeds, forums, dark web forums, social media, storage resources, let's say unsecured websites, okay, document sharing platforms, to see if there are any leaks or any threats that might be relevant to our infrastructure or digital footprint. And then, okay, we're going to tell the SOC to block IPs or domains or hashes or files. However, like we said, the example of a fake phishing website, we have to take it down outside. So we're going to take it down. How? By using a combination of DNS takedown, hosting takedown, search engine de-indexing, browser, let's say, awareness. So we can report a website as a phishing, even if the domain, supposedly the domain is hosted on in a country that does not respect digital risks or privacy or cybersecurity. Let's say it's the country that is not regulated. Okay, we cannot take down this domain or this hosting. However, we can inform all modern browsers to mark it as phishing. This way, when a customer clicks on this link, his browser will give him this red screen that this is a malicious website or a phishing website or a malware sharing website. Okay, so we can protect them even with quick wins. Okay, we have numerous cases where we can take down a website and a domain or a phishing case or a leakage. However, there are cases where we cannot take them down for certain compliance issues within a country that is not within a regulatory framework. So what we do here, we can broadcast and inform all modern browsers or mobile browsers to block or to inform at least the user that he's being targeted, for him to ring an alert. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna look for any data breach, from passwords to source codes to documents. So here, data breach protection is CTI and DRP at the same time. We cannot separate them. I cannot see a password or a source code or an exploit and neglect a financial document or a confidential document that I found somewhere, someplace. Impersonation and social media intelligence. Also a CTI and DRP at the same time. I'm gonna block fake VIP profiles or fake pages that are mimicking my customers. And at the same time, I'm gonna check if it is affecting my users or employees. Did they receive any phishing link? Is there anyone connecting on LinkedIn? So we're gonna monitor, let's say LinkedIn, who connected to the whole company within 1 day. Is there any activity on my users, let's say, profile? Anti-phishing. So phishing, not only to block it on the mail filter, to block it from the root, to block the domain once it is created. Numerous times we have detected a fake domain that was created. It's just like 1 day old or 2 days old, and we block it. And before they even start to send the phishing campaign, we had blocked it already. Attack surface and vulnerability intelligence. Your developer, okay, is working on your website or portal or application, and they changed or modified something without you knowing it. They did an upgrade, or they pushed for a new update on it's a cloud server, let's say. We need to monitor that. Is this change a source of risk? We have a great problem in attack surface and vulnerability intelligence. We have to know what is exposed beyond my IT team. Your IT team is always within change management. They are doing everything by the book. However, your integrators, they changed, let's say, your firewall. They changed a branch connection, or they upgraded some kind of equipment, or your cloud services, it's outsourced. So we need to monitor that. Copyright and trademark. We have cases, customers that are into media, content, and people are stealing this content and posting it for free online. Imagine Netflix, if they don't have this kind of digital risk protection, how many episodes will be leaked? Okay, there is always the torrent, and there is always sites that will get in the way However, we can reduce the impact from having 95% of copyright infringement to 3%. Okay? Marketing content, a new service that you are offering. Digital footprint protection. We're going to check if any, let's say, company, human resource is protected online or not. We're going to see if they are breached. We're going to see if their activities are secure. We're going to check your digital footprint as a company. Who is mentioning you in a good way or in a bad way? Is there any bug bounty that mentioned that you are breached? Okay, we're going to check if hackers already posting things about you. And of course, tactical threat intelligence, like we said, IPs, domains, blacklisting, whitelisting, etc. And third-party and cloud security. We cannot monitor all of our cloud SaaS applications. However, we can, let's say, do some surveillance, okay, within a certain framework. We can see if they are leaked documents or a new vulnerability, or if someone is posting an unsecured storage server. Okay, so all of these 8 modules at the same time will be working all together to give us all the data that we need. So how do we do it? We scrape the internet, the dark web, the deep web, the forums, threat intel sources. We have also what we call avatars, analysts, human analysts that will go all the way to get the data that we need. It's not only automated, there is a manual curation and filtering and false positive reduction. You know, with threat intel, you get loads of IPs that are not relevant to you, or loads of information that might not be targeting you. So it needs constant filtering, even it's compared to SOC or CM fine tuning. All right, so some examples. So here we can see how we collect dark web links that are already categorized. Some of them are not easily categorized by machine learning. We need to manually modify them. We fill the data that the customer gives us, his main crown jewels, from social media to assets to domains to IPs to applications to users, etc., etc. We can get, if it's a financial institution, their card pins, or even only their name is enough to see if there are credit card leaks. And these are some examples. In the same interface, we can see that we have breached users or Facebook fake profiles. And we can see that we can have an overall perspective of the different progress, or if there are new threats that are emerging by the minute that are targeting us, whether we like it or not. Leaked documents on the dark web. So this is more DRP. We can see cyber squatting. We're going to check if there are any similar domains or relevant domains that look like you. It might be your own domain. So if you have potaconsulting.com, someone purchase.org, okay, it might be someone that is legitimate. Okay, it might be your marketing or communication or IT team that purchased a new domain and we didn't know about that. Okay, the cybersecurity team did not know about a new campaign or a new website that was published. Passwords, this is typical early on threat intel. Customer passwords. So this is more digital risk protection. My customer passwords on an e-banking was found luring in the dark web. So here I'm protecting my customer. Phishing domains, block them on our mail filter and to take them down. Here is the typical cyber threat intel, tactical, I will call it tactical threat intel to be clear, blocked IPs, blacklisted IPs, etc. Here are credit card leaks on the dark web being sold for $18, $25, $27, etc., etc. So how can we protect our customers? We automatically renew them. We tell the bank to renew these credit cards. If it's a bank, for example, this is a very specific case. Financial documents that were leaked in a way or another. Okay, we can see here a financial document leaked outside beyond the company's premises, and once we detected it, we contacted the hosting to take it down. It was a mistake by a partner of the company. LinkedIn, here we're going to see that we found some people creating fake profiles connecting with the whole company's employees to lure them into submitting fake files or links or PDFs. It might be also someone pretending to be a job applicant connecting with the HR and sending PDF files. So we need to monitor this as well. We're going to see social media on Facebook. Here you can see an example how a fake page was created pretending to be customer chat. We take it down and will be taken down. All right, on Twitter as well. If it is a fake identity on Twitter or posting breaches, WhatsApp numbers. We are going all the way to detect any phishing via WhatsApp. So we see here that we are even protecting the customers or our employees' mobile experience. Telegram groups. So we're gonna scavenge all the Telegram to see if there are any concentration groups that are targeting a certain organization or they are leaking data. Fake Instagram pages. Okay. Here we can see financial data leakage. All right. Here it becomes more threat intel, CTI. Passwords related to source code, to database administration, to technical internal assets. So this is more like CTI. A fake website that is still being designed. It's not even complete. We have to detect it, block it before it's too late. An exploit targeting a specific third-party provider. Let's say your developer. They are targeted by hackers. We can see here, let's say, blocking. This is pure threat intel. Let's say if you have a financial or a payment technology, or if you're a financial institution or into fintech, we're gonna get you the latest IBANs to be blocked if someone of your customers is facing. So this is a CTI because it's within your environment. We can block them. We can do something about it within our defenses. This is what we call indirect threat intel, CTI, latest attack by latest attackers, the latest trends, what we should be careful about, how to correlate with our technologies and our business model, etc., etc. The different files they use, different domains and IPs. All right, guys. Thank you for your patience and your listening skills. Are there any questions? I'm open for questions for 5 to 10 minutes.